Today we are going to be comparing three very popular Adidas silhouettes. We have the Samba OG, the Gazelle, and also the Handball Gazelle. These retro athletic sneakers are very on trend at the moment, so today's video is hopefully going to help you decide what pair is going to be the best for you, or maybe all three of them are. Before we delve into today's video, if you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Olivia and I have lots and lots of exciting content coming out this year, so make sure you are subscribed to stay updated with all of my latest content. First of all, we're going to take a look at the design and the silhouette of all three of these sneakers. They all come from the same kind of background because they were all created and designed to be an athletic or sports shoe. The first one to release out of all three was the Sambas back in 1949. They were released as an indoor football shoe. This sneaker is designed to be more flexible. You also have a lower neck. It definitely kind of reminds me of a plimsoll. 20 years later in the 1960s, they then released the Gazelle. This is a football and also a training shoe. Definitely in terms of the kind of design, I think it's set up to be more supportive on your foot. You do have the higher neck, especially when you're comparing it to the Samba. And 10 years later in the 1970s, they then released the Handball Gazelle. Now this is in the name, this was created for the handball sport. So this is definitely a lot more robust and it was created for those sharp movements, those sharp turns. In terms of colorways and sneakers, I went for the most kind of typical materials and colorways that you can get. So for the Samba, I went for the classic black and white, which in my opinion is definitely the best colorway for these. So we have the leather and then we also have the suede accents on top, but most of it is leather. For the Gazelles, there is so many colorways to choose from and also a lot of different materials as well. Kind of standard one I guess I went for is the suede. It is a rough suede. I'm not usually a kind of big color vibrant girl, so I did go for this kind of beige and black colorway. And then for the handballs, I definitely think the black and white colorway and the suede is the best option to go for. Now comparing the toe box on all three of the sneakers, they all have the T-shaped toe caps. You will notice on this pair of the Gazelles though, it doesn't extend all the way down to the sides. The other Adidas Gazelle indoors do, however this one does not. However, they all are very similar. Now one thing that stands out on the toe box in terms of the kind of silhouette and design is that the Handball and the Sambas are very rounded and they're also a lot longer. The Gazelle is shorter and is also wider. The Sambas and Handballs do look very narrow. Another difference is the soles. You will notice that there is a slightly different design for each of the soles, and if you turn around to the bottom, there is a completely different design. The Sambas actually have a mixed design with EVA foam, and as you can see, they actually have pressure points, so that is more kind of focused on the design of obviously playing football. The Gazelle has the kind of standard Adidas hexagon design, which I feel like is very, very kind of basic. Then the Handball design is a little bit more intricate. We have a mixed design as well with the trefoil Adidas logo. In terms of branding, there is only one feature that is the same, and that is the classic trefoil 3 stripes in leather on all three of them. And also they have the embossed silhouette name on top in gold. Now the differences in branding that we can see is mainly towards the back of the shoe. So the Gazelle is the only one that has the trefoil Adidas logo on the heel tab. The Samba does not have anything, but it has some padding, and the Handball has absolutely nothing. Tongues are also completely different, but in terms of branding on the tongues, for the Samba we have the rectangular logo. For the Gazelle we have the logo on the tongue that is debossed, and then for the Handball we have the embroidered logo tag that is sewn on. For the laces on the Samba and the Gazelle, we have the standard flat laces. For the Handball, we actually have some rounded laces instead. In terms of the actual tongue design, the Samba has a leather tongue and the tongue does go quite high up. For the Gazelle, we have the same shape and the size, but we have it in a different material. We have a synthetic material. Then for the Handball, we do actually have a different shape. So this is more rectangular. That's why I think it looks smaller when you're comparing it to the Gazelle and the Samba tongue. But we have this in the suede material, so it is a lot thinner and it's not kind of as stable as the other two because the other two have a thicker material holding it up. Now, if you've got to a point where you can't decide between all three of them, because let's face it, they are very, very similar, the next factor has got to be comfortability and how do they fit on foot. So I've ranked them from the least comfiest to the most comfiest. So the least comfiest, I would definitely say for me, has got to be the Samba. For the Sambas, I went for my normal size, which is a size 7. I did feel that they fit kind of narrow, so if you did have wider feet, I would definitely recommend going up a 0.5 size. I did mention that earlier, that they do have a more narrow design, and you can definitely feel that when you do try them on. Next, I put the Gazelle in the middle. I definitely think it's a lot more supportive than the Sambas because it has a higher cut, and also the design of the shoe just feels a lot more supportive on the feet. I do think that this is a very kind of standard comfortable shoe. These shoes are definitely not the most comfortable shoes in the world, but I don't think, you know, that is what they're supposed to be created for. For the Gazelles, I went true to size as well, and I think they fit absolutely perfectly. Did really enjoy having these on my feet, and I think they look really good. So that means for first place in comfortability, I did put the Handballs. The arch support on these are absolutely insane. When I put my foot in it, I just feel so much more supported. It's just a personal preference of mine. When I try on a shoe, I like my foot to feel supported. Interestingly enough, for these, I actually went up a 0.5 size because the shop didn't have my size, but they actually fit perfectly, and I would recommend, if you want that kind of extra little bit of toe space, then go up a 0.5 size. However, I do think the size 7 would have also been absolutely perfect for me. These were actually all roughly the same price. They came in at £90, $110, because these are general releases as well. You can definitely pick up some discount codes to get them cheaper than that as well. So this ultimately leads to the big question: if I had to pick one out of the 3 sneakers, which one would I pick? It is very hard to decide because they are similar, but if I was absolutely forced, I think I would go for the Handball. And the reason for that is the Samba for me is definitely very much that plimsoll kind of vibe. It's very olden vibes, and it looks and feels like a plimsoll as well. I would go for the Handball. It's kind of in a bit of a weird way a mixture of both of them. I like the fact that it has the high cut neck, but I also like the fact that it has the more narrow kind of toe box. Although these have trended massively over the last year, I do think that these are timeless silhouettes. I also love the fact that they are so versatile, and absolutely anyone can wear them as well. Overall, they are very clean sneakers. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.